The advice and opinions expressed by Dr. Granpeesheh and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
I love this question, and it's something that we're talking about a lot this week. What can I be doing over the summer to grow language?
That's a great question. Yeah.
I just want to say this is the time of year that I get the most excited because we're about to go through a transition, and we're about to be in May, and it's going to be the end of school. It's just
That's
a
true.
fun time of year. But I often get nervous as an ex-school teacher.
Yeah.
I get nervous about how people are going to use the summer.
Yeah. And I'm sure that a lot of parents are getting very nervous right now because they're trying to figure out how to schedule things and what are they going to do with their children. And I have a lot of suggestions, and I know you do too.
Yeah,
so
but I can't wait to hear what
in.
you say.
Well, for me, it's all about planning, right? And this is the perfect time because you do have another month or maybe even more, depending on which state you're in or which part of the world. You have a little bit of time to plan right now. And so why don't you, there's two directions, I think three directions, three things that I want you to pay attention to. One is school, obviously, and some parents are going to decide that it is appropriate for their child to be in summer school. And so this is right now is the time to call an IEP, talk to your school, figure out what your school options are for the summer. Are there classes that are appropriate? If not, are there maybe teachers that are working over the summer that are providing personal tutoring? Is there a way that you can put a few things in a new IEP? Like, talk to your school. Let's get that started if you decide that's what's appropriate for your child. Now, a lot of children are not going to be going to summer school, and this is, I think, their time to increase the services that they're getting, particularly if you're doing ABA. This is your time to actually increase your hours and to start really focusing on those things that are important to your children, right? So we don't necessarily want to focus on academics during the summer, but this is such an incredible opportunity to catch a child up. Let's say you have a child who just needs a little bit better, language acquisition or social skills or whatever it might be. The summer is the best time to do that because now you will have access to all those wonderful behavior techs who are available in the mornings. And this is something often parents, I find, don't really know, that those behavior techs who work with your children in the afternoons, behavior therapists, BCBAs, everyone, they're also available in the morning when your child is normally in school. So this is why I think it's a great time to take advantage of the summer and look at increasing your hours of ABA, speech, OT, whatever it might be that your child needs. So that's the second thing. The third area to plan is to actually, what are you going to do at home? And that one, I think, is just about organizing the schedule, because there's going to be also, days where there's no provider, days where there's no school, weekends, all this sort of stuff. And you have to make sure that your child is not just laying around doing nothing. So this is when you can actually start to really produce a nice schedule for your child. I used to, when my kids were young, I would take them, my husband was German, so we would go to Germany, and it was pretty hard to keep them active, doing something all day long. So I would really schedule it, and I would first of all, if I was making breakfast, they were involved with making breakfast with me because that was a skill that they were learning, how to make breakfast.
Yep.
And then clearing the table, and everything was kind of like a scheduled activity. And then after that, I would honestly have worksheets, workbooks with me so that they would always be prepared for the next year. So they would work on concepts and principles, things that I knew were coming up in their grades the next year. Yeah. And then we would maybe go out and do some physical activity, which often we don't plan for our kids. And it is so important that you take the time to do that. And then we would actually have a period of leisure and we do something fun. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because we get so busy in our own lives, Shannon, that we don't teach our kids how to regulate their own schedules. And it's such a valuable thing, right? I mean, our kids all go through different phases where either they're doing too much and they don't know how to down-regulate and give themselves permission to have fun.
Right.
Or they're procrastinating and they don't know how to experience that kind of necessary anxiety that gets you to be motivated to do something productive. So helping our kids reach that kind of medium and have, a physical activity, a mental activity, a leisure activity all through the day, I think is super valuable. And summer is the best time to start doing that stuff.
Don't forget, you can watch Ask Dr. Doreen live every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We hope to see you there.